Hey there, Bulls. My name is Officer Extra. The Extra stands for Extra Safe, and I am here hosting a very special edition of Cash Cot, here with an alumnus named Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, Kevin. Thank you very much for asking. It shows that you are a considerate person, and I can't wait to play some Cash Cot with you. We've got some trivia questions, some fantastic prizes. Are you ready to play today?
I am ready as I'm going to be.
All right, I will take that as a yes. Here we go. First question, Kevin. Pay attention. In what year was the first campus homecoming at USF?
1965.
Very incorrect. It was 1964. Next question. Who was the first president of USF?
John Allen.
Incorrect. It was John S. Allen. What was the first mascot of the University of South Florida that was chosen in November of 1962?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say the Golden Brahma.
Wow, I am surprised, as are our viewers, because that is correct. Way to go. You are in one cart cash. Okay.
Can I get lunch with this?
Please, I will ask the questions. Okay. And now tell me, what is the full name of the Alumni Center on campus?
The Alumni Center's full name is the Sam and Martha Gibbons Alumni Center.
Wow, can you believe it? Lucid and aware. He has gotten that one correct. You could say thank you. Or you could not say thank you. You could go ahead and be rude as you normally are. What year did Judy Genshaft become president of USF?
I have absolutely no idea.
It was the year 2000. Next question. Judy Genshaft is the blank president of USF.
Current.
In some ways that might be considered correct, but because it's you, it is not. She is the 6th president of USF. When did the Marshall Student Center finish renovations?
2009?
Wildly incorrect. It was 2008. Kevin, name at least 2 living learning communities.
Ooh. The Honors and the Green.
That is correct, though I would have preferred you say Honors LLC and Green LLC, but we are going to infer that you may have a little bit more than the base level of knowledge. Why are we on a dirt road now? We have someone who doesn't know how to drive a car. What are you doing with the car? Why? Where are you going? This is your last question. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
You already said that. All right.
I'm not any more ready than I was before.
All right, please don't interrupt. Okay, Kevin, how many squirrels are there on the USF campus?
Somewhere between 4 and 1,000.
That is incorrect. Most people would do between 1 and 4,000 and not go the wrong way. But most of what you've said today has been wrong, so I am not surprised. Kevin, how many cot caches do you have?
3.
For being the biggest loser on the show, we have a consolation prize for you for only winning 3 cot caches, and that is a swag bag from Housing and Residential Education.
I really like it. Thank you.
Gregory Bowers, Sierra Rose, Maxwell Morinelli, Elisa Goldberg, Irene Naomi, Courtney Cadogan, Geraldine Paredes, June Dickens, Chris Herrera, Stephanie Jockman. Wednesday, March 28th, 2018. Coming to you from the beautiful University of South Florida campus in Tampa, it's USF Housing Live!
All right. Welcome, everyone. This is USF Housing Live. I'm your host, Gregory Bowers, with Housing Residential Education here at the beautiful University of South Florida in Tampa. Our motto, best place to live, best place to work, best place to learn. We got a great show for you tonight. We're talking about business, so I hope you came dressed to impress, Bulls. And remember, during our show tonight, like every show, if you have a question, type it in the comments and we'll answer you in real time. It's magic. Go Bulls. So, let's meet our guest this evening. We have Carrington Price from the Bulls Business Community LLC. Carrington, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Happy to have you here. And also joining us, we have a returner, Lauren Giovanni from the Zimmerman Advertising Program Living Learning Community. Lauren, welcome back.
Happy to be back.
I'm very happy to have you here, and so I've got plenty of questions coming for both of you. We're going to start off with Carrington, so please tell me, who are you and what do you do here?
Well, my name is Carrington Price, and I am the graduate assistant for the Bulls Business Community. So I work very closely with our second-year returners in their mentorship program, and then I help with some programming as well.
And so can you tell us a little bit about what the current students would say are advantages to living in the Bulls Business Community?
Absolutely. Our current students love that they live with other students who are in the same major, who are taking the same courses, and who have similar interests. It's beneficial for them when they come home and they can work on homework together, and they can study and understand and ask questions that maybe they didn't get when they first were in class.
And so what is it about living together that makes a difference for these students?
Well, living together allows them to take what they learn in class and bring it home. So it's not like they're going home and completely forgetting what they studied. They go home to that community where other students have similar courses, and they can kind of connect and share any thoughts or ideas that spark up in class.
And so what types of events, what programs, what's going on in this LLC through the course of a year?
So the Bulls Business Community gives them a lot of opportunities to improve their networking skills. It helps build professionalism. One of our favorite events are our BBC Breakfast, where we have professionals come in and speak with students over a nice meal. And then we also have a really fun event. We have improv nights throughout the semester. And at these nights, we have an improv specialist come in and talk to the students about being spontaneous and thinking quickly on their feet, which really does help them in the profession.
And so I just want to share with you both, we got a little shout out that came in while you were talking with us here. And so Angelica would like to say, BBC loves Carrington and Lauren, all caps, green heart, gold heart. So you are loved out there. And so not a question, but we like the engagement. And so that's cool. You were telling me, you mentioned that there's a breakfast. How do I get in on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we connect with our professionals and we ask them to come, we give an invite to all of our students in the community, asking them to sign up to attend the breakfast. They get up in the morning, they dress up, and then they head right out, and then we have the professionals there to speak in sort of a roundtable discussion and learn more about their careers and what they do.
Awesome. And so is the BBC only for first-year students?
So the BBC admits first years, new freshmen. However, we do have some first years that stay on for a second year and serve as mentors in our mentor program, which is really beneficial to our incoming first year students because they have someone to connect with that has been through the program and help them transition into the USF community and into the MUMA College of Business.
That's very cool. And so I don't hear about this. Not every LLC offers this. And so this mentorship program, I heard you on the benefits to the first year students, but what do the mentors get out of that?
Absolutely. So we have the mentors engage in a lot of reflection about their mentees, and we give them opportunities to think about how they can help improve their mentees' success. It also gives them a chance at a good leadership experience that maybe it could be their first leadership experience on campus. And so we really do have an opportunity to have our second years be a mentor and be a light for these students coming in.
And so a lot of our students out there, our future Bulls are in high school right now, getting ready to graduate. So after they've graduated, what do they need to be doing to get ready for this experience?
So my recommendation for students coming into the BBC is just to come in with an open mind. They're about to engage with some of the most bright individuals who are interested in similar things. And so sometimes we have students that come in not knowing exactly what they want to do. And I would definitely encourage them to come in with an open mind and engage with other students in the community and find themselves involved with the things that we do in the BBC so that we can set them on that path to success.
Do you have a favorite event or program?
Yes, my favorite program is one of the programs that we do every single year. It's called our Etiquette Dinner, and students join together at a table, and we have a specialist come in and talk about what's the proper way to pass a spoon, what's the proper way to pass different objects on the table. And so students really love getting that full course meal. We have a salad, we have an entree, then we have a dessert, and they like to learn about things that maybe they didn't know about to start with. So I think it's a really fun opportunity, and our students really have a lot to say about it.
That's so very cool. So you know what all the utensils are, how and when to use them, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we know where the bread roll goes, we know where the beverages is, and it's really a great opportunity.
I love the intensity of that because imagine that everyone's seated at this, imagine like ornate table and everything, and then you announce, we're bringing in the specialist. The specialist is here in the house to teach you how to eat a meal. And so I imagine that's helpful for interviews, right? If you have to eat in front of a potential employer.
Absolutely. Some employers will invite you for dinner, and you have to know how to behave at a table, how to hold yourself, and I think that program does a really good job of preparing our students for that.
That's so cool. I got to do that as an undergrad. I remember I learned a tip, which was don't season your food before you taste it, because it says you try to solve problems without knowing the true nature of what's going on, right? And so now when I interview people, we intensely look at them and like, did they salt that food? Did they eat that food first? And so a lot of judgment, folks. Carrington, thanks for being with us. We're going to take a short break, everyone. We're going to be back with Carrington and with Lauren. But first, we've got a new video that's going to show off more of the Juniper Poplar community, and this is where these two living learning communities are located. So we're going to roll that. We have more USF Housing Live coming your way after this.
Welcome home to Juniper Hall and Poplar Hall. Located on South Campus, Juniper Poplar, or JPH, is a beautiful residential community that includes various nearby amenities such as a 24-hour desk, a mailroom, a dining hall, and the Magnolia swimming pool. Both Juniper and Poplar offer suite-style rooms. Each suite consists of 2 double occupancy rooms that share a bathroom that is cleaned weekly, toilet paper included. If you need more space, our facilities team can raise the beds to 5 feet high so you can put your desk and dresser underneath. When you move in, just ask your resident assistant to help make this happen. The campus residential experience is all about fostering community and supporting student success. Residents in Juniper and Poplar find it easy to connect with peers in the pod spaces on every wing. In the pod, residents can collaborate on their homework assignments, catch the latest episode of their favorite shows, or perhaps just relax in between classes. Ready for a bite? Take advantage of the full kitchen that includes plenty of counter space for preparing all of your favorite home recipes. When it's time to do your laundry, use your USF ID to pay with Bullbucks in the facilities on the first floor. Get ready to live the Bulls life.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Gregory Bowers with Housing Residential Education at the University of South Florida. You're not, if your name is Dan Gibbons. Hey Dan, I just made that name up, but if you're out there and I just freaked you out, awesome. All right, so we're gonna meet Lauren Giovanni from the Zimmerman Advertising Program Living Learning Community. Lauren, who are you? What do you do here?
So I'm actually the advisor for the Bulls business community, but I work very closely with the Zimmerman Advertising Program. So I'm here to kind of inform people a little bit more about what ZAP is, but also kind of tell everybody what both communities are about and what we do.
Awesome. And so just before the break, we were talking about this etiquette dinner. You got to tell me more about this. Like, have you done this before?
I've been for the past 2 years, and it's personally one of my favorite events as well. Because like Carrington mentioned, you get a full course meal, but we also have an etiquette trainer there telling you how to use everything, and students get a little bit self-conscious when she calls them out. But each year I've done it, I've always learned something new, so the students really gain a lot of experience because they may use these skills for future employers, and that's really what our programming is all about, skills that they can gain now and use for the future.
That's so awesome. I imagine if they do that, they're good for interviews even here on campus for student jobs.
I would definitely say so, and for both of our communities, we focus very highly on professional development, so making sure that they're prepared for when they network with an employer, when they're going to those interviews, when they're having those sit-down meals, so they work out a lot of the kinks very early on when it's pretty low risk.
Yeah, I know one of the other things we talk about with with all students is an elevator speech. Is that something that gets addressed?
Yes. So in both programs, we have classes for our first year students. So we address things like resumes, cover letters, elevator pitches, and the Muma College of Business actually does an elevator pitch competition where the first place winner can win, I believe, $1,000 award, and just other prizes for second place and third place. So it's pretty competitive, but different employers are looking for students who have the ability to kind of say why they should be hired in a short amount of time. And a lot of times employers also look for students from either the BBC or ZAP because they know that our students have that professionalism and skill set that they're looking for.
That's incredible. It's great to hear. Well, thank you. So let's talk a little bit about ZAP, the Zimmerman Advertising Program LLC. And so what is that? What makes it unique?
So ZAP is very similar to the BBC in the way that we have that living learning community component, but it's also an academic major. So most colleges have an advertising program in mass communications, but we actually have an advertising business degree. So it's a very selective program. Only 34 students are admitted each year, but they get that creative advertising side, but also that practical business knowledge through their classes. So they're very well versed and they can approach in their future careers, they can approach the creative advertising side as well as knowing the business end. So it gives them, I would say, a bigger edge than it would for other like marketing or advertising students.
That's awesome. And they get extra support right in the hall, just like the BBC.
Yes. So both programs have a designated advisor who helps with course selection, minor decisions, study abroad, and different things like that. So they have a lot of that support right where they live.
And so I imagine we have folks watching who want to know what the requirements are to get into these living learning communities. So tell us more.
So for both the BBC and ZAP, if a student is admitted into the fall semester as an incoming freshman, they're eligible for the communities. If they're admitted over the summer, they have to meet certain SAT or ACT requirements as well as GPA. There is an additional interview requirement process for ZAP because it's such a selective like major and community, but then as long as students kind of fulfill those requirements and kind of moving forward are accepted, they're able to be part of the program. And we tell students specifically for ZAP, if you're thinking about going into business advertising, apply for ZAP because you can't switch into the major later.
All right, excellent. So let's talk about perks, benefits to being in ZAP. Yeah.
There's so many. ZAP students enjoy all of the same benefits as the Bulls business community. So the etiquette dinner, networking events, improv nights. Both communities also have corporate tours, but ZAP is a bit more specific towards advertising or marketing agencies. And ZAP students also do study abroad. So currently our ZAP first years are going to London this summer, which they're personally really excited about. So I'm excited for them. I'm not excited that I can't go.
Yeah, they're all going to London?
They're all going to London this summer with the director of the ZAP program. So they're really just looking forward to it and just getting prepared for all of that. So I'm a little jealous.
And how many spaces are open in ZAP?
34.
Just 34? So I'm sure someone is out at home right now like, I gotta apply to ZAP, I'm on this. Okay, excellent.
And applying sooner, the better. And ZAP students also have to complete 2 internships. But the good thing is you're getting a lot of that support through the advisor and the director of the program to help you find those internships, but also to be successful in them. So it's not like you're just looking around haphazardly for an internship. You have a lot of support to find those internships that hopefully will lead to a full-time job.
Awesome. Well, I got some live viewer questions that have come in. Firstly, it looks like a comment here. Brittany would like to say love from the BBC. Lots of green hearts. Everyone loves their emojis. And so, hey, Brittany. And so Nadia also asked, this looks like a me question. We have a question that says, where will parking be located for students living in the village? And so that's up on North Campus, replacing our Andros Complex area. And so if you live in the village or live anywhere on campus, nearby a residence hall, you're going to have R parking. That's resident parking. You can choose to purchase an R permit. So if you're in the village, currently we have the 6th floor of the Cypress Hill parking facility, and there's parking just across the street on Palm Drive, right in front of the USF Credit Union. Now, if folks take a look at the site right now, if you go look at satellite imagery, you look on our campus map, you'll see there are still some Andros buildings that are occupied this year, but they won't be next year. So there's no formal announcement about additional parking, but if you take a look at the site plan, I think you'll figure out there's more parking coming, folks. And so formal announcement will be coming out as soon as there's more information, but I don't have anything specific. I don't have any diagrams I can show you, but rest assured, we are aware that parking is always in high demand. If there's an opportunity to add parking, it'll happen. I don't manage parking myself. That's not an area from housing, but we definitely work with all of our partners here on campus to make sure that your needs are addressed. And so parking has been part of the conversation from the very beginning. And so I want to jump back, talk about ZAP a little bit more here, and ask you your favorite event as it relates to ZAP and the BBC.
Oh, goodness. So definitely the etiquette dinner, but we talked about that. But I would say also our improv nights, because we have an improv instructor who comes and just does different activities with the students. And a lot of times they might not necessarily see the initial value in it, but part of it is building the community, but the other part of it is learning to think very quickly on their feet. So sometimes when you have a supervisor who tells you to do a last-minute presentation, or you might have to work in a group and you have to think very quickly on your feet. This kind of gets you, we like to say, comfortable with being uncomfortable. And sometimes, just going up to an employer, introducing yourself, talking about yourself. So a lot of different activities where you have to think very quickly, you have to think on the fly. And the instructor is always really intentional about bringing it back to how it's going to relate to them as a business professional.
That's cool. It does sound a little intimidating. Is there a stage, or they hoist you up on a table at dinner? How does that work exactly?
So there's no stage. We have classrooms down on the first floor of Juniper Poplar Hall where we have the groups of students just kind of doing those different activities together. So it winds up being a lot of fun to just observe and watch students in their natural habitat and seeing them do the improv. So they joke around and they have a lot of fun. And as much as it is professional development, it really helps them get to know their peers better, joke around, and it really builds that community for both the BBC and ZAP students, which I think is a really big benefit about having that type of community as an incoming student.
Yeah, that's very cool. Learning about this experiential learning opportunity, the etiquette dinner, is just awesome stuff. And so for those of you out there who are interested, definitely check out both of these, the Bulls Business Community and the Zimmerman Advertising Program Living Learning Community, because you're actually going to get your hands dirty a little bit, or clean for etiquette dinner, excuse me. And so I want to thank both of you. Carrington, thank you so much for coming on the program tonight.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Happy to have you here. And Lauren, thanks for coming back.
Happy to be back.
And so maybe we'll get you back in season 5.
If I'm invited.
Well, we'll talk to our people. Definitely thank you both for coming on the program. We are just about out of time, folks, but want to remind you, we are live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. This is USF Housing Live with housing and residential education at the beautiful University of South Florida in Tampa. I'm your host, Gregory Bowers. Our motto, best place to live, best place to work, best place to learn. You can view us at youtube.com/USF Housing, facebook.com/USF Housing, and in the USF Class of 2022 Facebook group. Remember, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, all the way up until our final episode on Wednesday, August 8th. Our next show will be Wednesday, April 4th at 7 p.m. And we're going to be talking all about the Village, which is going to have all the buildings open coming up this fall. But before that, there is just one last thing. Go Bulls! Good night, everyone.